Hey everyone, today I have come with a new chapter. This is for 9th class students, chapter 5, Biosphere Social Studies. In my previous classes, children, I taught you what is lithosphere. Lithosphere is the layer of land. Litho is nothing but land. Sphere is the layer. And after that we have studied about hydrosphere. Hydro is nothing but water. The layer of water, hydrosphere. Then we have studied about atmosphere. Atmosphere is a mixture of several gases that is present in the air. In this video we are going to study about biosphere. Bio is nothing but life, the layer of life. Let us study about this in greater detail. You know children, Earth is a unique planet because it has got life on it. And you also know that Earth is inhabited by countless forms of life, that is from microscopic bacteria to great banyan tree. We can see different types of trees here. Then even we can see various types of animals. We see wild animals, we see domestic animals, and we also live along with them. So here life that is inhabited on this planet is starting from microscopic bacteria to trees, animals, and of course human beings. The fact that the earth has a combination of land, air, water and moderate climate, moderate temperature due to moderate distance between the sun and the earth has made the life possible on it. So in our previous classes we have studied children because of the other natural realms of the earth and because of the moderate temperature, because of the distance between the sun and the earth. The distance between the sun and the earth is 149.6 million kilometers away. So because of the distance between the sun and the earth, life is possible. Just imagine children, if the distance increases, we will be feeling very much cool. Or if the distance decreases, we will be feeling very much hot. So because of the distance between the sun and the earth is 149.6 million kilometers. So as they are away from each other, the life is possible on this planet Earth. So let us study about how this lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere are interrelated to biosphere. In this chapter we are going to study how they are interrelated. You can see hydrosphere, you can see lithosphere, you can see atmosphere. In the center you can see biosphere because they are interrelated. All these layers are interrelated. You can also understand this with a simple example children. Without water we cannot survive. Without land we cannot live. Without air we cannot have oxygen. So from this only you can understand that all these natural realms, they are interrelated to each other. Now let us study about what is called as biosphere. All forms of life have an integral connection with land, air and water and sunshine around them. They draw their sustenance from them and in turn affect them in significant ways. You can see that land is there, air is there, water, they are interrelated to biosphere. Now you can see that without water this small plant cannot grow. When the farmer sow the seeds, because of the water availability, because of the sunlight that is there, the plants are able to grow. Similarly children, we human beings are also dependent upon these three layers, that is land, that is lithosphere, water, that is hydrosphere, air, that is atmosphere. So we are interrelated upon these layers, interconnected with these layers. Now here children, various forms of life are not only related to these three spheres around them, but also on each other. Why? Because they have a part of complex food chain. What is this food chain? Let us study. You can see that the plant is dependent upon sunlight. The plant gives oxygen and the plant takes carbon dioxide and water, because of which its surviving is possible. You can take another example also, children. Here we are dependent upon each other, as I said you before. We can take another example of these herbivorous animals. The primary producers of plants which produce food with the help of sunlight. Then what happens? These plants, they contain all forms of vital nutrients. They draw it from the soil and they get from organic compounds, fertilizers, and they grow. And these plants will be eaten by animals. These animals are called as herbivorous animals. You can see here, sheep is eating grass. Grass, first form of life, that is from sunlight the grass grew, and this grass is eaten by another animal, that is the sheep is dependent upon plants. Sheep eat plants, sheep are herbivorous. So here they are interrelated. Then these sheep will be eaten by carnivorous animals. Like you can take the example of lion. Lion eat the flesh of other animals. So these animals are called as carnivorous animals. You can see various types of other carnivorous animals also, children. Then we have got omnivorous also. What are omnivorous? The omnivorous are those which are dependent upon the grass as well as upon the flesh. So those are called as omnivorous, including human beings. So here, children, in this way we are dependent upon each other. In this way we are dependent upon each other. Bacteria and fungi help in decomposition of dead trees and animals, breaking them down into organic compounds which the plants draw upon for their growth. Thus the life cycle goes on. So here, children, in this way what happens? We are interdependent. You can see how the plants grew first. Then these plants are eaten by herbivorous animals. Then later herbivorous animals are eaten by carnivorous animals. Then this carnivorous animals, some of the carnivorous animals are eaten by humans also. Like you can take the example of the lions. The lions, they eat the other animals like deer. Whereas giraffe, they eat plants. In this way we are interrelated upon each other. Just imagine if any disturbance is taking place. If any disturbance in this cycle, just imagine if plants are not there, how these herbivorous animals will survive? If there are no plants, how we human beings will survive? So any disturbance in this cycle can create what is called as ecological crisis. So we should not disturb, we should not create any such a thing wherein this ecological crisis are taking place. For example, if a particular species which feeds upon a particular kind of plant is exterminated, that is, like I said you, if sheep are dependent only and only upon grass, for example, if sheep are dependent upon grass and if they are exterminated, that is, if they are vanishing from this planet, how would they survive? It will create a problem. So that is the reason that we should not create any sort of disturbance. Let us take another example, children. In another example, we'll study that all the releases that are taking place from the factories, all the chemical releases that is coming out of factories in the form of which is getting mixed up in the air, or which is getting mixed up in the water, or which is getting mixed up in the soil, it is also creating some sort of problem to us. In what way? You can see the release of water, that is, you can take the example of the chemical water which is mixed with the normal water. You can see that these chemical releases are going and mixing in the sea water. Sea contains aquatic life in it. So let us take the example of fish here, children. This fish, as they are living in this water, they are taking in the chemical water. In return, what is happening? This chemical is going into the fishes, and again this chemical will destroy their health, and again what happens? The fishes are eaten by some of us. So directly or indirectly, we are also consuming the chemical releases that are happening from the factories, from the industries. So some or the other way, we are also getting affected. Let us take another example also, children. Have you ever heard about vultures? These are called as vultures. So these vultures, what do they eat is, they are dependent upon the dead bodies of some other animals. Like you can take the example, any dead cattle. Let us take the example of sheep. Vultures eat the dead body or the flesh of this cattle. So what happened here? As these animals are taking in the chemical water or chemical substances are going into the body, what is happening here is, from these animals, these chemicals are going into the body of other birds, like vulture. Vulture is eating the dead animal, for example. So what happened? This chemical is also going into the body of vultures. So what happened here? At times you can see that these farmers, what they do is, they add some chemicals for the growth of the cattle, or for the growth of growing the plants and all, they use some chemical substances. What is happening here? So these chemicals are going into the body of one, and it is affecting the other also. So in this way, as the time is passing on, some of the animals are becoming extinct. They are nowhere available because they are dying. They don't know what is good for them, what is bad for them. They are dependent upon the flesh. So in this way, they are getting affected and they are becoming extinct. So we should not create any sort of disturbance so that the life of other is going into the danger, or life of other is getting disturbed. Because we all living beings and non-living things, we are interconnected to each other. We should not affect the life of one another. So we should be very much eco-friendly, children. We should not create any sort of disturbance. Thank you for watching this video. Please share my video and like. Thank you.